Hello everyone, Jim Hodges here, Chewie here. Chewie came in for our residency training program. He's 7-year-old Labradoodle. 7 years old. Can you teach a new dog do tricks? Old dog do tricks? You can. The big thing is it just takes that consistency that I talk about, the proper motivation, the proper praise. It's about words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion. When he does something wrong, it's about consequence, and primarily it's about touch and words. It can be about avoidance from time to time, but the biggest thing with obedience is being able to teach our dog in the moment what we like and what we don't, trying to be as positive as we can when we do it. Now, 7 years old, he came in for residency training. His obedience has done pretty doggone good. They have new little ones in the family, and it's important that with little ones around, that I don't care what age dog you have, you always supervise your children. So important, your dog around your children. But more importantly is to get him out of some of the old habits he's had that wasn't a problem for 7 years. Now what we do is we find those habits and we start gradually changing them and redirecting them into positive praise and letting him know through obedience. That's the purpose of obedience. Obedience is designed to help with behaviors and everything in life, teach our dog what we want and what we don't want. And then hopefully we grow from there. So we're gonna work through obedience real quick. Hopefully he's gonna be excited. He usually is pretty happy about things. We're gonna work through it. If he does something wrong, I'm gonna fix it. If he does everything right, I'm gonna praise it. I will probably have a treat loaded up. He likes treats sometimes he doesn't, but I always like to have them available. Even if your dog doesn't like treats, it's even more important. Words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion. That's probably the one thing that I harp with everyone. Get excited. Get your dog feeling that energy from you, because you're a team. You're a pack. Okay? All right, Chewie, you ready? Let's go. Hear that tongue? Atta boy. Let's go. He thought I might have had a treat in my hand right then. But let's go. He walks with us. He walks happily. Okay? He doesn't pull us. He doesn't do anything like that. He is right here. Good boy. He's right here. So what does that mean? That means if he starts to go out in front, or if he goes out this way, or even behind us, we're going to tell him no. And we're going to tell him no as soon as he starts to do that. And we're going to provide a light tap back to our side. And we're going to tell him no, let's go in that case. One more time. Let's go. Atta boy. Good boy. Turn, change directions. He has to go with it. Sit. Atta boy. So now I'm going to give him a reward. See my reward. I give him the treat out of the cup of my hand and come right up. Break. Atta boy. Break was my release command. When I ask him to sit, he has to sit. If he doesn't sit right then, I'm going to tap the leash straight up above his head and tell him N-O, and then repeat the command, S-I-T. When he does it, I'm going to come back and provide a little light praise to let him know I'm happy with it. If he's in the S-I-T and he gets up out of it, same thing. No, S-I-T. The thing about all dogs, but older dogs especially, they have these habits. And once you see the habit, that's something you need to look for going forward. So you know when he's apt to do something, you can respond in the proper mechanism. And of course, for any of you out there, if you have a question, you pick up the phone and call me. That's what I'm here for. You know, I've been blessed. I believe that God blessed me to work with dogs a number of years ago. My family is connected with dogs, and I want to do the best I can to help my clients and help my little puppies, okay? So that was the SIT. I don't know if you noticed right after that, I told him to B-R-E-A-K, and when I did, I stepped back, and he might think he's in a command, might not. I'm gonna pull out a treat, but I want you to watch the way I do break. Break, when I tell him to break, is he's free. What my belief is when a dog is free and we release them, that we want them instinctively to come up to us. We're the center of the universe. It builds on that relationship. But watch what I do when I say break this time. If I see he's committed to coming to me, I'm gonna change that break into an actual recall command, okay? Because he's sort of looking at me, okay? Oh, you got smart all of a sudden, right? So watch, this is a good way to practice. Okay, break, then come. So he was committed to coming to me. Good boy, break. Good. He was committed to coming to me. This can be off leash, this can be on leash in the beginning. But once I saw that he was married to the idea of coming to gym, I was positive, and then I inserted the command that we want, okay? And what that's doing, I like to say we're trying to work with, come on, we're trying to work with this, our dogs in all the senses, if you will. And when he's excited and happy and knows he wants to come, when I plant that word, come, when he's coming, that's gonna give him good positive feedback for that word. Then when he gets to me, I'm gonna give him a treat, I'm gonna pet him, I'm gonna love him, and then I'm gonna release him. I'm never gonna call my dog to me and punish him or do something that he would negatively react to. What does that mean? That means if every time I called him to me, I put him up, if I called him to me and corrected him, provided a consequence, well, how's that dog gonna come? He's just gonna say, or she's just gonna say, why would I come? They're just gonna do something I don't like. So the actual come when you do it, and you need to practice this hundreds of times, is getting them to come, you praise them, love them, and release them. Why release them every time? Because one time you're gonna really need it, and when you really need it, your dog's gonna be coming to you. Okay, let's go. So we're walking again, sit, good, down. You notice he already started down. Down is down, good boy. When I ask him down, he has to lay down. No S-T-A-Y on sit or down at this point, but he lays down and he waits for my next command. Okay, buddy, sit. Good boy. Right, let's go. So that time I broke and started walk, but that's the same thing. I broke him and I immediately went into the command. Sit. Down. Down from the side, down from in front. That's so our dog can visually see our motions with our hand signals. All right, he does that, he has to hold it. Now I can go, stay. Now when I tell him to stay, that means pack your bags, you're gonna be there a while, okay? He can sniff the ground, he can chew on a bone, he can roll over on his bed and go to sleep, on this side and go to sleep, whatever. Because he's checked out until we ask him to do something. And typically what I would do out of this is a break or a let's go or something like that to make it easy for him to come out and be excited. We don't do SIT, S-T-A-Y, sit, stay, because I don't believe that we should put that much pressure on our dog to be sitting for such a long time. I just feel like that's hard on the hips and the muscles in the back end. So sit is just sit. They maybe hold it 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. You know how long your dog naturally doesn't mind to sit. That's how long you can go. All right, let's go. So we're back up. Oh, by the way, that S-T-A-Y can be used in a room. Once you start doing the D-O-W-N S-T-A-Y, open palm is the S-T-A-Y, then you can walk out of a room or go into a room and tell him to stay, and he needs to stay at that door. You do it at the entryway. If he walks in, you just pick up the leash, because you have to use the leash at all times in the beginning, because you don't want your dog to run from you. Think about that. Why do you not want your dog to run from you? Because they learn they can run from you, okay? Dogs are creatures of habit. Everything he's learned in his life and your dog's learned in their life, he's put it in a data bank, and if it worked for him, he did it. And that's why we have to start to counteract those things. But we walk out, S-T-A-Y, if he comes out, we just pick up the leash or a little tab, no, 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 S-T-A-Y again, and then we walk back out. If he stays there, good boy. We do our thing, come back, if he's still there, good boy. You could be break, and then you give him a treat, or you just come in, good boy, and give him a reward. Words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion. Let's go. Okay, the next command, place. This guy's golden on place. Place is get on your bed, lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what he does as long as he stays on the bed. Our owners had already started, his owners had already started doing this with him. They did it at mealtime for their children. They did a real good job with it. And all we're doing is just putting an exclamation mark on the end of it. We're making him do it. This guy can do it for 2 or 3 hours. In fact, every evening right now, because he's the last dog in our home, he's out the entire evening. As soon as our day is over and my wife and I have eaten dinner, he's out with me, my dogs, and my cats. He gets excited about cats, but he holds the place, okay? Really good. If he gets up, just like the S-T-A-Y, we pick up the leash, no, 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 place, and then we immediately walk off, okay? We have to let him know that He can interrupt us, but we're gonna go right back to what we're doing, and he's gonna do what we asked him to do. Okay, let's go. So now we're going, and he does this really well, because he likes to get up on furniture, and that's something we're gonna take away from him for a while. And then possibly in the future, you can allow him back on the furniture. I've got working dogs, and I've done narcotics work with my dogs, but they typically aren't allowed on my furniture unless I tell them they can, and that's usually when they're working, trying to find something, okay? My recommendation, if you're the leader, you can allow your dogs on furniture. If you're the leader, you can command them on the furniture. But if you're not the leader, every time he gets up, you need to just pull him off if you know nothing else. Good boy when they get off, okay? So here we go, let's go, walk around. And now I'm gonna tell him to load up. Either way, good boy, yes. Proud of you, my buddy. Okay, let's go. And then back to let's go again, okay? Sit. So I'm gonna give him a little treat here in just a second, but this is where the heel come on. And he's really in tune to treats this morning. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Make sure he's looking at you when you give him the treat so he doesn't think it's coming from your hand or out of the sky. Don't drop the treat on the ground. We don't want him picking it up unless it's by command only, okay? We don't want him just naturally pick stuff up off the ground. But we have the heel. The heel is a command, it's a close proximity command. It's a command that he needs to be right here beside us. When we walk, we tell him to heel, he walks with us. When we stop, he sits, okay? If he gets out of the box, it's just same as let's go, except the box is much tighter, we tap right back in. And I'll demonstrate it. I always start the heel in straight lines only. You see dogs in competitions, most of those quick stops are choreographed, okay? This is real life. If we're gonna use heel in real life, he can only do what we do and respond to it. All right, buddy, you ready? Heel. So we stop, he sits. Ah, good boy, good boy. And notice that when we stop, he holds the sit until we release him. How do we release him? We go back into that heel or we break him. So heel. So now I'm gonna turn. Good. Watch what happens when he doesn't know I'm stepping out of the box, so we have to give him a chance to get back in that box, if you will. Atta boy. Break. Down. So that's the heel, okay? We work with it, it's good for tight quarters. Just know he has to sit, so if he gets out from our side, it's no heel, back to our side. If he doesn't sit when we stop, it's still no heel, but we tap him up, okay? Or it could be no sit, either way. No sit probably would be best for most people, because that's the natural thing, and that's probably what I do all the time now that I'm thinking about it. Keep in mind, these are unrehearsed. I'm just running off at the mouth, people, so I think no sit if he doesn't stop in the heel, okay? So now we did the B-R-E-A-K, the C-O-M-E. I just want to show you. Watch the hand signal. Hey, come. He comes, he sits, he holds it, just like in the heel. Good boy. Atta boy. Break. Good boy. I'm proud of you, dude. That's basically it, okay? Remember, if he does something once, he's going to do something twice. Okay, quit. Don't need to scratch on my time, okay? Good boy. So I bit him there, okay? I haven't really bitten him hard except for when he's driven it there, and even then when I provided a consequence, I didn't go from here to here. I went from here to here. There's a stepwise way to do that without blowing a dog out of the water and teaching them that you are strong enough to lead the pack. And by all means, you have to be the leader. Mom and dad at home, if you've got a dog with children, you two are the leaders. The children may not be capable of leadership, but you are. So you have to reward and recognize everything our dogs do with children to let the dog know that you're in control. So if he's doing something good, praise. That's the cornerstone. When he's doing things that we like, we have to reinforce it with praise, occasional treat, a toy, positive emotion, and let him see that that makes us happy. When he does something that he's been doing for years, we have to embrace it. I know it's no fun. It's no fun for him. Just humans, think about how bad we are creatures of habit. This guy's been doing things for 7 years. He's done a real good job of starting to adapt to them. But now when he goes back home, he's going to go right back to the things he was doing It's my job to prepare you for it, show you what to do. Then it's your job to try to make it happen. And then we praise him when we do. I hope that helps. You know, I'm Jim Hodges. My phone number is 336-945-3232. You can find my website, jimhodgesdogtraining.com. Getting ready to open up my store on jimhodgesdogtraining.com. Hopefully by the 1st of July at the latest it'll be open. But I also have products out there on Amazon primarily. Just go in and type Jim Hodges Dog Training. Something like these biothane products I have manufactured. They're made here in the United States. They're made for me by the Amish. So it's quality workmanship, quality parts, and we're constantly reassessing the situation. I appreciate you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful life together. I hope you out there have a wonderful life. And thank you so much, and God bless. Take care. Good boy.